Hey guys, Derek here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome for the first time if you are new. We are back to watch another episode of House of the Dragon. This is Season 2, Episode 6. It is called Smallfolk. Last episode, they chose a new regent for the throne in Daemon, so he is now like the ruler currently, but you know, things could change obviously. And then Jason Rhaenyra came up with a plan to like see if other offshoots of their line could potentially be dragonriders. And I'm pretty pumped because from the trailer, it looks like they're going to focus at least partly on that and maybe see who might be able to ride these. And I'm pretty excited. So, before we jump into this, if you end up enjoying my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. Both of those are linked down below. Other than that, I think that's all I gotta say. So let's jump into Season 2, Episode 6 of House of the Dragon. Pussy! Those look like Lannister men.
We are ready to march at your command, my lord.
I want you to send a raven to King's Landing. Tell my brother we are ready to march. As soon as Prince Daemon is able
Yeah, I
to
forgot
join
you're
us
like a twin as well.
on Vega.
And until the prince makes his answer, my lord?
We're just gonna chill here.
We are most eager to embrace the hospitality of your keep.
We're just gonna drain all of your resources.
He dares to summon me. I am the Prince Regent, not a dog to be called to heel. Tell your brother that if he does not deliver his host to Harrenhal with haste, Daemon's dragon will become the least of his worries.
Your irritations are justified, Daemon, but it does seem...
I have a task for you as well, Sir Dylan.
Oh, he's not even listening to her at all.
We will make an alliance with the Triarchy.
What has come of our letters to the Greyjoys?
They have been to no avail.
The Red Kraken waits, seeking his best advantage.
Yeah, typical Greyjoy behavior.
The Dowager Queen speaks wisely, Your Grace. Even if the blockade could be broken, are we to invite these alien raiders into our waters so close to King's Landing?
It's time you set out for Harrenhal, I think.
Your Grace, if Daemon prevails in the Riverlands, I no longer have the numbers to challenge him.
He doesn't care.
It's a fortnight's march to Harrenhal. We must strike before his army is raised.
And you yourself?
I'll fly out to meet you when the time is ripe. My uncle is a challenge I welcome.
Yeah, sure, I guess. Will you, though, actually?
Mother? A word.
You are no longer to speak at High Council.
I caution you, Aemond. Boldness is one thing, but overconfidence...
Remind me of your place on the small council.
He's booting you off
You know
of it.
very well I represented your father during the last years of his life, and I have been a counsellor to Aegon.
Capably so. Father's dead. Aegon is...
Close to it.
You served the realm well. At a time of need.
You're being
Need
fired.
is ended. You are no longer obliged.
You have the impetuousness of youth. And its arrogance. Neither of which is to be
I
desired in a
release
king.
you of your seat, such as it was. Sure you'll be much pleased to return to more
Damn.
domestic pursuits.
Damn.
Have the indignities of your childhood not yet sufficiently been avenged?
No, not yet. Damn, that sucks. Makes sense why they end up losing, because they just keep removing capable people from their advisors. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra, she brings in the sea snake to be her hand.
Your Grace.
Damn right. Love it.
Bring him forth.
I must now proceed as if I stand alone. And I see now that to do that, I need more dragon riders. For Vermithor and Silverwing, and for Seasmoke, who I believe misses his bond.
And who could do it?
You.
Interesting.
Your grandmother's grandmother, Ariana, was born a Targaryen princess. And I have been thinking, could it be possible?
Your Grace honors me beyond what I deserve.
You understand your peril, Sir Stefan. I do not compel you to do this. It has never been attempted before.
You're gonna die.
To claim a dragon, you must also be prepared to die.
Man's just still tripping balls. He's just constantly in the throne room. Bro. Petty! Vizzy T back in the saddle.
Did you say it? The heir for a day. Did you say it?
You can't possibly still be angry about this.
You should have been at my side. But instead you chose to celebrate your own rise, laughing at me.
Laughing with the whores and lickspittles.
No.
He's just
You have
haunted
no
by
allies
his
at court
sins.
but me. I have only ever defended you. In everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face.
Open the door!
Interesting. You can't escape this dream. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
Please. What are you playing at, old man?
I do wonder, Your Grace, if you're getting enough sleep. This
He is not getting enough sleep.
Me. Sit! Or are you perhaps the culprit who's been tampering with my peace? A friend by day and a foe by night.
To what end?
To mine, perhaps. Perhaps you resent my being here.
I mean, probably a little, for sure.
Or are you still in league with your club-footed nephew? Or is it Rhaenyra herself?
I assure you, Your Grace.
What an actor. Hey, look who it is.
You weren't going to bid me farewell?
There's something wrong with me. Someone poisoned me.
Ghost of Harren the Black moaning his curses from Kingspire Tower?
Drivel! All of it! The ghost, the curses, the blasted weirwood bed, I'm done with it!
Ah, yes, it is your way, is it not? When something does not please you, you run.
He does, yes.
There are older things in this world than you, or I, or a living memory.
True facts.
You are not the player, but a piece on the board.
I'm not like you.
They're not like
in some
us.
ways, no.
She never even wanted it. The crown. She spared it no thought.
Well, that's perhaps why your brother gave the crown to her. Perhaps those who strive for it
Those who
are
are
the
best
least
to lead.
situated.
Don't lecture me!
Don't want to lead.
Viserys never wanted it himself, if you recall. It came to him, and he did his best. It's not a prize to be won, but a burden to bear.
She knows a lot.
If you have any counsel for dealing with the River Lords, I'd be glad of it.
Daemon Targaryen asking for help?
Counsel?
Truly is a miracle.
Rivermen are made of mud. They would rather die stuck in it than yield 1 inch to one another.
Then I can do nothing.
You could
You.
talk to Tully.
I need help, Alice.
Do nothing now. In 3 days' time, the winds will shift.
She's gonna send a curse to kill Old Man Tully. Which one is this one?
Sea smoke.
It is Sea Smoke.
No heras.
Do not show fear.
Ribas. No heras. Sea smoke.
Oh, this is not gonna end well, is it? Oh, it did. Maybe? Unless Sea Smoke be tricking you. You gotta go quicker than that. Sea Smoke's gonna get impatient. Oh. Sea Smoke's face is either like, go ahead and try it, or a little mischievous. Oh! Psych! Damn. It didn't work. Gonna have to find someone more recent.
What to eat with it?
I don't think I can stomach it, lass.
Yeah, you've made the right choice there, I'll tell you that.
Makes you sick.
They're doing their best,
knowing
okay?
they're banqueting every night at the castle, while we go without.
That can't be true.
They are.
Brats of lamb, my love. Mince pies, honey cakes, beef and gravy. And what do you think? There is to be another revel on the morrow with dancing.
That ain't right.
She's spreading propaganda. Negative propaganda, but still.
King Viserys loved his feasts and his wine, but never while us small folk went without.
Aye. But he's gone now. And his rightful heir denied her seat.
Straight facts. She be doing some work. How are they gonna get a hold of him to potentially have him try and ride a dragon?
I myself, if you recall, was in favor of treating with Lord Mutton to march on Rook's Rest, a more conventional approach. True, not as sensational. His numbers were few, but we may yet retake.
It is my fault, I think, that you have forgotten to fear me.
Damn. She's dangerous. You don't want to mess with her. Start your training. You gotta learn how to sword fight.
Might there not be others among the highborn of the Seven Kingdoms?
And who will be so foolish as to try, after hearing what befell Sir Stefan?
A lot of people. It's a lottery ticket.
If I may, Your Grace.
She's an excellent sword fighter, and she can teach you how.
Becomes you.
I'll take anything. Scraps.
There's nothing left. But those are going to the keep for the king.
It seems, Your Grace, that the small folk have become restless.
So? Why is this anger directed at us? Is Rhaenyra the pretender who ordered the gullet closed and left them all to starve?
I still look to you to ensure their well-being.
It's your responsibility.
It does occur to me that Your Grace has yet to name a hand.
I'll make it your responsibility.
You get to name the hand, but you don't get to be the hand.
I've never considered for
Not
myself.
to serve as hand. You towed to fetch him. Send word to Otto Hightower.
Oh, damn.
You'll see it done.
Your Grace.
Bringing Otto back for the three-peat. Why are we...
I'll see my brother.
Why are we looking at that? Kill him. Kill him now.
What do you remember?
Nothing.
He remembers everything. Why?
You challenged Maelys. It was foolish.
I remember nothing.
Seems my brother has a long recovery ahead of him, Grand Maester.
A very, very long recovery.
I want mother.
I'm sure you do.
Well, I know it's difficult, but it...
A dragon. A dragon charred a sheep. Dragons charred hella sheep. Damn. Unless a bigger dragon came and did this.
You misled me, my lady. I did what?
You have a dragon here
There
already.
is a large dragon in the Vale. It is large and formidable, but alas, wild. Alas.
She's gonna try and claim that dragon. She is gonna try and claim that dragon.
Lord Corlys has chosen to raise you up, to serve alongside him, and yet you still...
Yeah, he's got that
continue
white
with
hair.
subterfuge. And so you belittle your great opportunity, while me...
So, he is a bastard.
The sea snake would sooner have high tide claimed by the sea than call us his sons. Stop wasting your life waiting for something that'll never come.
You guys are gonna be dragon riders, I'm calling it.
They say you struck Lord Bartimus today. In view of the staff and guard.
Yeah, it's fine.
There's a buzz with it.
He's lucky I did not have his tongue. He must see in me a ruler. And the symbols of authority are not jewels and gowns, but the shield and the sword.
My ruler is my mother. I do
Technically.
not wish it otherwise.
But she's not their mothers.
We may marshal the strength of the Vale, Maidenpool, and all our allies besides. We will still never match the strength of the Green armies.
Dragons are
We need
required.
Daemon and his dragon.
Send
You
a
won't be free for
raven
even
to
1
Harrenhal.
hour of the constant refrain of Daemon, Daemon, Daemon.
Your Grace. The Lady Massaria.
Howdy, ho, neighbor.
My queen, our gift is sent.
What is the gift?
It is hope for clouds over the Blackwater tonight.
Would you send a dragon of... or a shipment of sheep? Okay. Something brewing there. Supplies. Yup. Rhaenyra is feeding them while the crown is not. And it's not just one of them. She's dropping aid into Palestine. She just looks so gross.
Sorry.
That's what happens when you're reckless and your brother hates you. Is that her old style hair? Maybe she hasn't changed the style. It just looked like the older style hair.
Strange there has been no word.
Otto Hightower is ever resourceful.
If he wanted to be heard from, he would be heard from. Unless he's, like, in prison.
My son Daemon. What's he like?
Does he not write to you?
Less and less these days.
Doesn't like you.
He's kind.
That's good.
Being raised not by you made
Kindness
him a
is
good person.
Quality I found lacking in his brothers.
Yes, it seems the Red Keep, for all its privileges, may in fact be a less than salubrious environment for the forming of young men.
Salubrious. That's a fun word. Por que no los dos? Don't give him any nods. He doesn't deserve your small, subtle head nods. Don't eat that, dog.
You, where'd you get that food? Rhaenyra's ships. Ships? They came ashore in the middle of the night with gifts from the Queen.
Better run quick. He's got a kid to feed. It's a smart move.
Your Graces, we must leave. Now. Get the Queens to the wheelhouse! Mind your flanks. Take your corners.
Damn, they are unruly.
There's the Queen of Fishes!
Oh, damn. Hit her with a fish.
Get off!
No!
Cut that guy's arm off. Oh.
Sheathe your swords! Sheathe your swords!
Oh. Don't sheathe your swords. You'll die. These Kingsguard are doing an awful job. They are so bad at their job. Yep, they're dead. Someone throw a Molotov at this. Invent the Molotov and throw it at this thing. Oh, she got cut. Damn. Fat rip to that Kingsguard. Ew, look at that crusty eye.
Orwell has exhausted his abilities. He's bound your leg. But you will never run again. Your mind.
That is now your biggest strength.
Do not say that gladly. People will pity you, either behind your back or in your presence. And they will stare.
He's letting them know how it's gonna be. He's crying.
And they will underestimate you. And this will be your advantage.
No. No.
Your brother rules in your place now, which means that your life is in danger. But I think you know that.
How? What is he gonna do? Like, how can he help him? Unless he can convince him, or convince his brother to go to war. Oh, it's another dream. I was like, who is this that died? But it's Vizzy T and his lady wife, Rhaenyra's mom.
David, she's gone.
You needed me. I'm here now.
It's too late, brother.
Your Grace. Sorrowful news from Riverrun, my king. Lord Grover is dead.
3 days. Alice told you the winds would change. You asked for help. And she brought it to you. Ooh, dragon. Oh. I would be pissing my pants. See, Smoke's just trying to be friends. Unless you're gonna be... Oh, maybe. You got that blood in you. It's gonna be right in front of you. Let go of your fear.
I do not think I can win this war.
She'll help you win it.
He was everything I wanted to be. Carefree. Dangerous.
That's why you chose him.
And I was what he wanted. Cherished by my father and made my father's heir. We were halves of a whole. I fear he may have turned against me.
It is more his way to disappear.
In either case, I've lost him. And Caraxes with him. Rhaenys and her dragon are dead. I have Syrax and 2 young beasts. We cannot take on Vhagar alone.
Well, I think Seasmoke just claimed a new rider, so that's good.
It was my father.
The scar? Yeah.
I was still a child. Had his pleasure with me. And when after many months of this, it became evident that his seed had taken root.
Damn.
There is a scar here as well. Swore to myself I would never trust another, and that oath has stood me well.
But she's starting to trust you.
Cold and cruel, and there are few in it who are steadfast. You, I think, are steadfast.
Kiss. Do a little smoochy smooch. Oh, hell yeah. You're kissing. I can tell. You're gonna kiss. Do it. Oh, let's go. Interesting. Who needs Daemon?
Begging your pardon. Your Grace. The dragon Sea Smoke has been sighted flying over Spicetown.
Yes, he does that.
There's a rider on him.
He has a rider.
Who? The Greens?
I don't know who else it could be.
Shall I summon your council?
Nah, she'll do it herself. Oh, she is gonna do it herself. Look at the confidence at which she walks to her dragon. Let's go. End of the episode. Okay, so Sea Smoke has been claimed by Adam, I believe was his name. He's one of Corlys's bastards. That is very interesting. I feel like Corlys will have no choice but to recognize him now. Right? Like he was talking earlier in the episode about how he's basically ignored him his whole life. And now, like, he's claimed Sea Smoke, like his son's dragon. Which potentially means that Rhaenyra is dead, because don't dragons, like, bond for life? So if Sea Smoke is willing to accept a new rider, I mean, it could be a situation of Rhaenyra being dead. It could be a situation of, maybe Sea Smoke was just so lonely over time that he's like, all right, fine, I'll choose someone else. But very curious to see how Rhaenyra is going to react as well, right? Like, she's going to find out, and in the trailer, she looked a little upset, probably because, even though she didn't love Rhaenyra romantically, she did love him. Like, he was technically her husband and was a decent father to her children, and he was a good man. She cared about him enough to fake his death and send him across the sea so he could be with his lover. She cared about him. And so maybe there is a sense of loyalty or a sense of something there that she might be upset, knowing someone else claimed Sea Smoke and it wasn't like someone that she had pre-approved, like the Lord Darklyn. So I'm very curious to see how she's going to react. Obviously, at the beginning, it didn't work out, right? They try and put Darklyn in front of Sea Smoke, and Sea Smoke pulls a little trickaroo. Sea Smoke is like, all right, yeah, sure, get on me. I dare you. and then right as he gets close, Sea Smoke is like, psych, fire. Like, just a mischievous little guy. No, it's a bummer. It's a bummer that it didn't work out, but now, you know, it's gonna be something they gotta deal with, because I think up to this point, maybe her and Jace, I mean, they've been looking at the official records, right? They've been looking at, you know, who is a verified child of these highborn individuals with Targaryen and Valyrian blood, but they haven't really been taking in the strength of that blood, right? Like, yeah, Darklyn is technically, like, officially related to them in a way, but the blood is so weak. It's been generations and generations. Meanwhile, people like Adam and Alan, like, they may be bastards, but the blood that, like, the Valyrian blood in them is recent and it is strong, right? Like, Alan shaving his head every day so people don't see that white hair. So, you know, they're gonna have to deal with the fact that, like, yeah, some unofficial bastards are gonna be able to claim these dragons a lot more efficiently and a lot easier than, you know, your official channels, right? Like, it brings into question the power of the Targaryen name, right? You know, it's just one more thing that is bringing the Targaryen name down a peg and making them less of, like, this mythical icon. And who, like, so that Alan and Adam, they could be dragon riders. The one dude, well, I forgot his name, he was eating in the pub earlier with the propaganda lady. Like, I think if he's to be believed, he's a Targaryen bastard, so, like, he could ride a dragon. Hugh Hammer, he kind of looks like he could be a Targaryen a little bit, so, like, maybe him. Definitely a lot of people to potentially consider, because she doesn't have Daemon anymore. Daemon he's doing his own thing, right? He's in the Riverlands, you know, trying to claim Harrenhal for himself. You know, he's still tripping balls, still being haunted by his sins past. This time he was haunted by Vizzy T. Good to have Paddy Constantine back again. I like that they found ways to bring back the actors from season 1. And, you know, they kind of replay a scene from season 1 after his wife and son died, about, like, the heir to the day conversation where he sends him away and chooses Rhaenyra for the crown. You know, Daemon haunted by the way that he treated his brother. You know, essentially, like, in the moment where he could have been a good brother to him, he chose to focus on himself and lift himself up. And Alice is she's sending him these visions, you know, making him, you know, rethink who he is as a person and, you know, regret the things he's done. You know, he's asking for help. He's like, help me. And she's like, ooh, Daemon Targaryen asking for help? Like, crazy. But she helps. She goes and kills Oscar Tully, or Grover Tully, whichever he is. And now that young little boy's in charge, could potentially help Daemon out. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra and Miss Arya, they're back at Dragonstone making out. Because they're both like, we don't need Daemon. Like, we're bonding together. Like, both of them see each other as, like, some of the most helpful individuals in each other's lives who, like, actually see them, right? Like, Rhaenyra sees Miss Arya as, like, the only person around her who hasn't, like, babied her and isn't, like, trying to bring her down in terms of, like, you need to stay here. Like, she's actively building her up and helping her. While Miss Arya sees Rhaenyra as someone who is, like, true to her word, who is kind, who isn't going to use her for, like, her own purposes, right? She could have done it earlier in the season and she chose not to. And so she sees her as, like, a good person who she would want to be queen. She listens to her directives. Like, she takes her advice and, like, uses it. They formed plans together. Like, they're helping out the Smallfolk. you know, Rhaenyra is willing to make that a big part of her plan, is helping the Smallfolk, which I think means a lot to Mazarya, and they're just really bonding, and it's kind of nice. And the Smallfolk, they're losing their minds in King's Landing, right? You know, Aemond doesn't really care about the Smallfolk. Like, he's like, whatever. Like, I don't think he really truly understands, like, what it means to be a ruler, what it means to be a king. He wasn't trained to be this at all. Like, both him and Aegon were not trained for this role. And neither of them want to listen to the capable advisors that they have, right? Like, right away, Alicent's trying to give solid advice, and he just talks over her, and then as soon as the thing ends, he's like, you're fired. like I don't need you here. You're a woman, and you're my mom. Like, he doesn't see her for the capable, like, tactician and ruler that she's essentially been for 15 years, right? She's been, you know, at that table hand in hand with every decision that has been made that has led to an era of peace and prosperity in the kingdom. But he just dismisses her because he only can see her as his mom, and he doesn't want anything in front of him that is, like, you know, undermining his authority as the new ruler. And so he just boots her. And then he goes and essentially tells Aegon, he's like, you don't remember anything. Like, I burned you, but if you mention it, like, I'm gonna kill you, is essentially what he was doing. Aegon's like, I don't remember anything. I didn't see anything. Freaking, I'm just imagining Heroes Reforged. They have this bit in a lot of their reactions with, I believe it's House of the Dragon, where they have this, like, Smallfolk character who's like, hey, Your Highness, I didn't see nothing. Like, that's gonna be Aegon. He's like, I didn't see anything. Like, you didn't burn me. That's fine. I don't remember nothing. But no, he does remember, and he's afraid. He's afraid quite a bit. You know, he has a nice conversation with Larys, where Larys is like, they're gonna underestimate you, right? Like, here's all of the awful things about being a cripple, which is gonna be your life from now on, but also, like, they will not think highly of you, and you can surprise them if you use your head. Like, change who you are, become a better person, become a smarter person, and you may just make it through. But yeah, Aemond doesn't care about the Smallfolk. Like, he's only focused on being, like, the badass, cool ruler. He's trying to emulate Daemon, and he doesn't really care about feeding the Smallfolk, right? Like, they're not getting food because of the blockade that Rhaenyra has put in place. But, you know, the Smallfolk, they're not thinking, like, logistically, they're not like, oh my god, we're not eating because food can't get through, that's Rhaenyra's fault. They're thinking, like, what's right in front of me? Like, the king is right in front of me. They're eating good up at the palace. They're not giving anything to us. Like, they have plenty of food for them and their dragons, but none for us, right? They're not thinking it's Rhaenyra's fault. They're like, the king is not feeding us, and they're growing restless, and they almost kill Alicent and Helena at the Sept. They killed one of the Kingsguard at least, but they barely made it out, and it's because the Smallfolk are revolting. Like, they are getting angry, and Rhaenyra, for listening to Mazarya, she's feeding them. She's sending aid. You know, it's like when freaking, you know, the U.S. sends planes over a war-torn country and just drops in aid to them. You know, the people are eating. You know, they're not necessarily going to be thinking about the long, overarching, you know, political things that led to this. They're just going to think, who gave me food? Like, Rhaenyra gave me food, she should be queen. Like, that's what they're thinking. And so, yeah, she is winning over the Smallfolk, and I think that is necessary. You know, I have a feeling that by the time she secures the throne again, it might be too late for her, and it might be time for her line to step up, but, like, she's doing her part to win it over. What else? Wouch, wouch, wouch. I think that's all I have to say. Yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens with the Dragon Riders next episode and how Rhaenyra deals with that, like how the Targaryens in general deal with the fact that like bastards, like non-official blood, is gonna be claiming these dragons. Like, are they gonna accept it? Like, do they have the luxury to be like, no, like, you don't get this dragon, we're gonna kill you? Or are they just gonna be like, hey, Sea Smoke claimed this man, like, we might as well have him on the team, right? Maybe it'll be a question of like, what do we do? And then Corlys is gonna remember essentially Rhaenys's last words to him, where she was like, you know, she was saying about Alan, where she was like, he needs to be, you know, lifted up above the tides. Maybe he'll take those words to heart and be like, hey, Alan is one of my bastards, lift him up, like, let him be a dragon rider, he'll fight for you, right? I'll tell him to fight for you, and we'll see what happens. I don't know. This was a really engaging episode, even though like nothing like crazy happened. It was just like the epitome of like when Game of Thrones House of the Dragon is at its best. Is, yeah, it has these big, you know, spectacle moments, but the reason the show is great is because of these like small, intricate, super well written moments. And I thought this episode was just full of that, like super good episode. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Definitely let me know what you guys thought down in the comments below. I'm very curious to see how you feel. If you enjoyed my reaction, please leave a like on the video. It means a lot to me. If you're new here, hit subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified when I upload. And then if you want to see the full uncut version of this reaction, consider supporting me on Patreon or joining YouTube memberships. You just sync up your own copy of the show and you can watch along with me. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.